guys, Victoria Paxton here. Thanks for stopping back by my YouTube channel. Okay, so a couple of things. You'll notice I play with my hair. That's just me. I apologize. Yeah. Also, I'm having surgery coming up, so I'm trying to get videos scheduled and all that. So, okay guys, I'm going to do this a little bit different today. So, I'm going to talk about the Scott, Laci, and Connor Peterson case. So, Laci Peterson was 8 months pregnant with a son named Connor. She was married to Scott Peterson. Okay, so Scott Peterson's on death row for killing his wife Laci and their unborn child Connor on Christmas Eve 2002. Laci was 26 years old and 8 months pregnant. Scott was 30 years old at the time of Laci's death. Okay, he's currently in San Quentin prison for being convicted in 2004 first-degree murder in Laci's death and second-degree murder in the death of his unborn son Connor. So Scott said he last saw his wife around 9:30 a.m. on December 24th. He was leaving to take his boat out and go fishing. First of all, who in the heck takes their boat out on Christmas Eve morning when their wife's 8 months pregnant? And interestingly enough, they were going to host like Christmas dinner at their house. So she was like swamped trying to get everything, ready. The house decorated properly and everything cooked and everything ready. So yeah, he's a bonehead for going out fishing on Christmas Eve morning. Okay, so supposedly a female neighbor found the Petersons' golden retriever named Mackenzie and found her on the street, brought her, put her in the Petersons' backyard. Okay. So then again, supposedly around 10:45 a.m., another neighbor, Mike Shavetta, found Mackenzie wandering around with her leash on her neck, and the leash was muddy. So he put her back in the Petersons' backyard. All right, so Scott Peterson got home from fishing at Berkeley Marina. He saw Laci's Land Rover in the driveway, but he didn't see Laci. And so what does this thoughtful husband do? He decides to shower and wash his clothes because he got wet while he was fishing, because of course that's more of a priority than his 8-month pregnant wife, right? Right. When she still wasn't home at 5:15 p.m., Scott finally called Laci's mom. About 30 minutes later, Laci's stepfather, Ron Gransky, called the police. Once the police arrived at the Peterson home, they found Laci's keys, wallet, sunglasses, and her purse in a closet. Why were all these things in her purse in a closet? Maybe she put them away because she was going to have everybody over. She was going to have a house full of people. I don't know. But I just find it strange. Like myself and all the women I know, we just kind of leave our purses on the kitchen counter or our bedroom. You know what I mean? That just seems bizarre to put it in the, I don't know. That's just me. Okay, so meanwhile, police detectives said that Scott Peterson was acting calm, cool, and collected. This guy isn't scared that his wife's missing. What the hell, right? He told the police he was out golfing, which he wasn't, and then he later changed his story to he was out fishing in his boat. He supposedly called his wife at 2:15 in the afternoon, left her a message, say he was leaving the marina at the time. Another question, no. Oh, so she was hosting Christmas dinner. This is Christmas Eve, so she was hosting Christmas dinner the next day. Okay. So Detective John Bueller said he suspected Scott from the very first time he met him. He was thrown off by how calm and cool he was acting. Okay, so in January of 2003, in walks another player. Excuse me, pardon the pun. Amber Frey contacted the police and told them she had been dating Scott and she realized that he was married and that his wife was missing. Apparently she saw something on TV, that they were searching for this pregnant woman, and realized, oh my gosh, I've been dating this POS, and here he is married. And his wife's pregnant. Okay, so from the beginning, Laci's friends and family supported Scott. They stood by his side. Once Amber Frey came out and said that she was having an affair, Laci's mom, stepdad, and brother no longer wanted any parts of Scott, and they publicly announced that, okay? That was on January 24th, so we're talking a month after her disappearance. Okay, later the family said they were angered, not by the affair, but not because of the affair, but because of the fact that Scott had told Amber that he had lost his wife. Okay, so on December 9th of 2002, 14 days before Laci disappeared, he told Amber that he'd lost his wife and he would be spending his first Christmas without her. Wow, that schmuck moved on awful damn quick, didn't he? Saying that, oh, this is the first Christmas without her, and here he's already dating somebody. When in actuality, did he have a premonition that his wife was going to go missing? You know? So, Amber Frey then turned around and started taping the conversation and with Scott to give to the police. Okay, so the recordings revealed. So Scott, in the recordings, the phone recordings, Scott had told Amber that he had traveled to Paris to celebrate the holidays, right? So he called Frey saying that it was busy there, and it was New Year's Eve, and he was so excited, when in actuality, he was at a candlelight vigil for his wife in Modesto, California. What a schmuck. Okay, so we know without a doubt Scott Peterson is a horrible husband, a horrible father to be, just a horrible piece of crap, right? I mean, he's just scum of the earth as far as I'm concerned. But just because a guy cheats and just because he's a scumbag, it doesn't make him a murderer. You know what I mean? So I had to kind of put all this aside, and I mean, trust me, I've heard about the Laci Peterson case through the years. I mean, who hasn't, right? So, yeah. So I kind of had to just put that aside and be objective. So I tried to connect with Laci. I was able to connect with her. She said that at the time, at the end of her life, that she was really excited about Christmas, but she was even more excited at giving birth to Connor and becoming a mother. And, that really got to me. And guys, just know that a lot of times when I connect with these people, even though they've crossed over, it's not easy. It's really emotional. Okay. So she goes on to say that Scott had left and she had went out to walk Mackenzie. Interestingly enough, she said she noticed two guys across the street and that the hair on the back of her neck started standing up because she could feel that they were staring at her. And that really, just scared her. She was really scared. The next thing she knew, she was being grabbed. She was kicking, fighting, screaming. Mackenzie was trying to bite whomever was grabbing her. And unfortunately, that's all that she remembers. It's probably a good thing, that's probably a really good thing. I mean, I could feel when she was being grabbed and she was fighting, I could feel that fear, fighting for your life. It's life or death at this point, and you have a baby in your stomach that you're trying to protect as well. It's not just about you, it's about you and your unborn child. So I asked her, do you think Scott's the one that grabbed you? And do you think Scott hired someone to take you? Do you think that Scott's responsible for your death? And she was very adamant, no, he wasn't responsible for my death. She was extremely adamant about that. She said that she had overheard his conversation. Okay, so we flipped back and forth a little bit, so it's kind of confusing, but she said that she had overheard a conversation a couple days prior. Scott was on the phone with somebody, and he had told her that he had to talk to somebody about work. He went in the other room, and she happened to be walking by the room, and she heard something that, she was like, well, he's talking to somebody from work, but he's talking like that. That doesn't make sense. And so she kind of overheard a conversation that he had with Amber. Okay. So she, of course, was devastated. Here she is, 8 months pregnant, but she had a feeling that there had been other women, that he had cheated before. And she confronted him, and he, of course, begged for her forgiveness and said he would never see this girl again, and it was over, and he loved her, and he couldn't wait to be a father, which she was apprehensive about that because she didn't think he wanted to be a father. It's like prior to her getting pregnant, he was all talking about how he wanted to be a dad. He couldn't wait. He was going to do this and that. And then once she got pregnant, he just totally changed, and she didn't feel like he wanted to be a dad. So yeah, here's the interesting thing. While I was connecting with Laci, I had this other woman come through. I think she was Hispanic, and she was telling me that she was pregnant, that she went missing. And I think the area that she was showing me was like San Francisco area or something. And she said that she didn't understand why the police just didn't care. They cared about Laci, but didn't care about her. Okay. So after doing a little bit of research, I come to find out that there were several very pregnant women that have disappeared from this area. And that were ultimately found. Well, no, let me take that back. I don't know if they were ultimately found. I didn't think to ask her when I was connecting with her because it just caught me off guard. So apparently she was pregnant and disappeared from the same area, or was found in the same area. I don't know. And then, yeah, so I'm going to research that aspect of it a little bit more. But because she came through so strongly and was talking about it, immediately I was like, wow, serial killer, you know? So maybe Laci was just one of a couple, and yeah. And let me just say again, look, I think Scott Peterson is not a very good person. You know, your wife's 8 months pregnant, you're out cheating. You're just a scumbag. He's just a scumbag. You know what I mean? But just because he's a scumbag doesn't make him a murderer. And I really want to hate this guy. I really wanted to... Going into it, I just knew that he did it. Like, not from a psychic standpoint, but, you know, just because I was like, yo, screw you, dude. I know you did this. I know you killed your wife because you wanted to be with this other chick. But he didn't. He didn't. And I know a lot of people out there are going to disagree with this, and I apologize. I'm just giving you my opinion. But that scumbag, now, you know, maybe he deserves to be, you know, hated because he sucks as a human and he sucks as a husband and a father. But he didn't kill her. He didn't kill her. I mean, as screwed up as that is, he did not kill her. So, okay, guys, listen. Thanks for stopping by. You could like the video, subscribe, share it. It's all free. It would be good. If you want me to check out some other cases, you can leave them in the comment section. And I appreciate it, guys.